Man, so much freaking weight. God, I am just the Facebook marketplace king. All these plates for 50 cents a pound. Now, what the heck am I going to do with all these plates? Oh, hey guys, it's your boy Luke from Luke's Garage Gym. And today, what we're going to do is talk about my budget and my premium plate loaded options in the home gym. Because let's be real, you could be that guy that sparked all of this weight off of Facebook Marketplace, or all of this is your cat bumper plates off Amazon, or you spent premium on plates. Today I want to show you a couple machines that you can put those plates on that I think that could be right for you guys at your home gym. Stick around to find out. Hope you guys enjoy. So for everyone out there who is balling at a budget, is not willing to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on all of these machines, you want something that is functional, versatile, safe, gets the job done, and has a lot of, in my opinion, functionality and does not break the bank. This is honestly my number one plate loaded cable machine option. As of right now, don't know if it'll change. I'll have to be impressed by something else. Is this EonFit cable tower, the EonFit Omni. This is their 2.0 tower that I think is just something for anybody out there looking for functionality, versatility in a home gym, doing full body workouts with already all the plates you have, from the cheap plates to maybe you want this because you did get nice plates and you just want something just to get into your home gym to get more functional movements. Guys, this thing is a no-brainer, and let me tell you why. All right, number one, why I recommend this. Well, first of all, this can be 2-to-1 into 1-to-1 for around $500. Now, I'm going to say this before we get in more of the videos. If you find this video helpful, you want to buy this EonFit tower, go to lukesgaragegym.com, click on EonFit through Amazon. You click it, and then you buy at the same time. It gives me a couple percentage points and nothing crazy, but supportive to the channel. Want to let you guys know it's free to you, supports me in giving you all these recommendations. So here's one reason why I recommend this for you guys, is just because you can combine this into 1-to-1 for your heavier pulls, like lat pull downs or rows. And there's one of two ways that you could do it. Is you can get this extender piece that hooks onto both sides. There's a million of them online. I have one on my Amazon store. When you go to lukesgaragegym.com, go to the front page, click my Amazon store. You'll see 2-to-1 ratio in my store. This is one of them you could get. This is from Gym Pin, but the one I have on there is through Amazon. That is just as good and very affordable. If you don't want to get the extender piece because you're balling on a budget, it's honestly very simple. What you could do to converge these together to get your 1-to-1 is that when you do your horizontal movements here, you can just clip these together, and then you can just put on your cable attachments here, and you're ready to go. So you would need another carabiner here to put on here to then do your 1-to-1 movements. Now, that is another reason why I recommend this, is the different adjustment points on this on a single post like this for around $500. This is just for $500, you're able to get vertical and horizontal play. If you watch my video with the Echo Strength Depot pivot arms and why I like vertical and horizontal, because it unlocks a lot more pivot points for different angles, for numerous different exercises, to really have a machine like this shine to get full body workouts. Now, we'll talk about the plate loaded aspect of all that, but just want to show you real quick is these, again, these are designed cheaper. You get your plastic pop pins. You're not getting your fancy high-end pop pins. You're just not. If you want to get something like this for $500, expect them to have to go cheap in some way or form. So that was doing my vertical orientations or pivot points, English teacher here. And then you got your horizontal pivot points that can get freaking pretty wide for just a single post here and on the back side. So a lot of different adjustment points that you can get. Again, it does use these plastic pop pins, but I can see these lasting a long time as long as you're gentle. I have broken a couple of these in the past because I think it's when I'm working out, a lot of adrenaline pumping, and I'm kind of like going kind of quick to do all of my movements, and I pull this too fast, and it comes out, and sometimes it's just cracked. But it's just mindfulness with equipment. I'm usually really careful about my things, but that's just something that's happened to me a couple times. You can reach out to EonFit. They'll send you parts. They actually sent me something before in the past, and I got it within like 2 days, shipped to me. So customer service, Jack, the guy I talked to, pretty sure the founder of this, he is a great person. He's got you covered. So that right there, another reason why I love this is you got your vertical and your horizontal pivot points to unlock so much more exercise variety in your training. So here's another aspect of this that I think really shines if you were to get this into your gym, is that the upgraded version gives you ability to not have to mount this in the wall if you don't have to. So I have a ridiculous amount of random plates here, but in reality, all you really need is to make sure you weigh it down on the backside, because if you think about it, if you don't put anything on the backside and you're pulling this way, it's gonna tip. So if at least putting, I put about 90 pounds on the back, and then I put around at least, I had 35s here, about 70, and I think it stays and it weighs down fine. So if you're someone that doesn't want to drill this into your wall, you have the option, because you have all the different options for putting your plates somewhere, which I think also saves space, because maybe most of your plates that you buy sits on this, and you just take some on to put on the machine and put them back on to weigh it down. And plus, maybe depending on where you live, you can't drill into your wall. I know HOA, all those things are a big deal. It's nice to know you can do that with this option, because some people just can't do that. So ability to do one or the other, drill into wall or not, makes a difference, because no matter what, you can weigh this down, or if you want, drill into the wall so it stays stable. Now, a couple other features about this I also want to mention, and then let's dive into the premium option I want you guys to see for plate loaded is that I like this leg holder that you get with it. So it just is a pop pin, just like this, and it comes out, and it's got multiple adjustments here, so that this is your foot plate for rows, and then this is your pad for a lat pull down, and then it just pops right in to this upright here, and then you're able to do all of your different lat pull downs, or you can do your seated rows, and you have multiple adjustments here depending on exactly what you want to do. Obviously with the foot plate here, you're going to want this to be up this way, so you have this metal plate here to put your feet up. But depending on where exactly you want this to go to weigh you down, to keep your legs down, you would do this, drop it like this, and you would just flip it around like so, and then from there, pop this in. You can use this for lat pull downs. You guys, I want to show you guys so you can see that, how this exactly is set up to where you get this exactly where you want it to go. For a lat pull down, you just drop it, adjust it like so, and then it can go upright like this. There's a little bit of slack here so that you can push it up to get a little bit more. I don't know, depending on if you want to, if it's a little bit too tight, you can push up a little bit and it stays in. And then all you gotta do is just grab, and then you're ready to go. If you're like, ooh, I want to go a little bit lower, you got plenty of holes on this upright here so that you can go plenty lower. And really, this thing ain't going anywhere, dude. And I can get super snug if I wanted to do a pull down. So having this for 3 months, upgrading aluminum pulleys, by the way, if you want to get those, you get them through their website, EonFit.com. I would recommend doing that, because some of the pulley wheels are smaller. It's a little bit of pain to get all the different sizes. So getting it through their site, you can get all the different sizes. That makes a difference. Freaking smooth, dude. I can tell the aluminum pulleys have better bearings compared to the plastic wheels, because again, spent over $500. The bearings and plastic wheels are just, meh. They'll get the job done, but if you're someone who's gonna really be testing this, putting it to its limits and really going heavy on pulls and rows, or you're wanting to go wide for chest flies or chest press or legs, whatever it is. You know, I think it's a nice addition to add. That's kind of my thoughts. I think it's a great upgrade. At the end of the day, guys, if you're in that range, I love this thing. It doesn't jeopardize footprint as much as you think. It's smooth, it's functional, it's versatile. The pivot arms are a huge add-on. It's hard to beat for the price. If you buy this, you want to support me, go to EonFit on Amazon, on lukesgaraging.com. Go to lukesgaraging.com, go to my partner page, go to EonFit, hit Amazon, check it out, buy, small commission. And the next part of this video is the premium all-in-one plate-loaded option that blows my freaking mind. Let's check this out. It is freaking here. I tested it at Home Gym Con, and it's finally in the garage gym, is the Quantum Trainer Free Trainer. This thing is a freaking monster. It is insane, dude. First of all, let's talk about, this is a premium buy. Premium buy for a reason, because it is built with 3x3 11 gauge. It is not light. It is heavy as crap. If you watch any of my videos watching me move this thing around multiple times, trying to figure out where exactly I want to put this thing, it was not light. I also almost crushed my foot because I was being careless. So that's something I want to talk about first, is the experience getting this in, assembling it, the exercises, the functionality, versatility, because this is not the only video you're going to see on this. I wanted to show this off for you guys, why I think this is something that's going to stay in my gym for a while. If you do feel like buying this, this is how you support me. Type in Luke's Garage Gym at checkout. You save around 50 bucks. Money is money. You get some money off. You support the page. You get this freaking monster in your gym after you feel like this might make sense for you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments about this or the budget option, because that's good to know your thoughts too. So since this is new to the page, and I've already done videos of the EonFit piece that talked about the unboxing and all of those features, you should check out that video, my first impression analysis. This is my first impression analysis review of this premium plate loaded option. And first of all, the unboxing, the process of getting this. So Glenn is the owner of Quantum Trainer, the nicest human being on the planet, passionate, and creating a product that I think could be a really good plate-loaded option for home gyms, because, first of all, he does not skimp on giving you exercise variety, functionality, and versatility in a premium piece of 3x3 11-gauge steel 1-inch holes around this whole entire freaking monstrosity here. The unboxing section, like I mentioned, came to crate. And then from the crate, everything was packaged nicely. Nothing was scratched. Nothing was dented. The instructions, you know, this is with me, with anything. Instructions, you know, it took us around 2 hours to put this thing together because it's very heavy. And I want to say something that Glenn did. And I actually have a guy who actually bought this before I even got mine in. And I asked him, like, hey, dude, Glenn sent a video. Shout out to Glenn. In his email, as you're getting your order, it's coming in. He sends a video about the star nuts of how it's supposed to go on the machine, because we didn't realize those star nuts are supposed to go underneath the base, because that is how I hurt my foot, because I forgot to watch the video that he sent as you were getting in this machine to let you know, and it was loose back there in the front, almost crushed my foot. So that video was very helpful, and I know Glenn is going to make sure to have that provided for you guys. I think that goes along with customer service. Like I said, Jack from EonFit's a great guy. Glenn is a great dude. Especially, you're spending, this is well over $3,000. If you want to save around 50 bucks or so, support your boy. Type in Luke's Garage Gym. Helps your boy out. But I do think the unboxing assembly with two, I would say you need at least 2 people. Maybe 3. It's heavy. It is, just to be on the safe side. And you get this thing ready to roll. Then you're ready to start figuring out all the different movements. Because that is something I want to talk about with these plate-loaded machines like this, is it can get cumbersome trying to figure out all the exercises. And this is my #1 recommendation that you should do before you even really start to put this in action for exercising is, #1, on quantumtrainer.com, Glenn has an exercise library. I would personally do, as a teacher, Study all the different exercises. Watch where he sets everything up on this machine so you can figure out all the different exercises you can do with this, because with these type of machines, dude, it's so compact. There's so much unlocked exercise variety, but you have to study and know this, because if you just kind of come in cold turkey when you get this and just start playing around with things, you're going to be spending I feel like I spent 10 minutes just figuring out how I want to set everything up. So study all the different exercises, watch where everything goes before you want to start doing your workouts. I would hate to see people get something like this and get annoyed because of all the plates you got to put on, all the different adjustments. If you know exactly where you want everything to go, then at the end of the day, it's like back your head, a habitual thing. Okay, this attachment goes here. These go here. These go here. Boom, 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 boom. You're like a well-oiled machine, burning calories as you're going, getting everything set up for every exercise you have with this machine. So before we start talking about the exercises, all the different things you get with this, I want to talk about footprint, because that is important, because this is the type of system that you usually would buy, and it's pretty much mostly everything that you would need and more, besides a bench, besides if you wanted to get some dumbbells, and obviously your Facebook Marketplace cat barbell plates, or if you wanted to get nicer ones. But let's be real, you're just putting them on a plate-loaded system. You don't need much. Just get weight. Weight is weight for all these systems. Kind of the whole point of this. Weight is weight, and if you already have it, here's a couple options that you could have. Anyways, I'm rambling. That's the English teacher in me, baby. So if we were to measure from the back to the front with counting these arms here that can be different converging aspects, by the way, which is freaking sick. So Glenn has this on the site. You know, he has it all on here, but I'll just measure an eyeball. So from the back all the way to the front with these arms, it's around 91, we'll say, around 91 inches in length this way. But going back this way, we can go from the bar back here to here, which is the bar that you get with this. We'll say it's around 50, around 51 is this section back here is 51, and then this way is around 90. So footprint wise, this is something that you would probably park. If you had a one-car garage, you'd park this right here. You have all your plates that you could store on the back, on the sides if you wanted to. Honestly, I recommend just getting, if you wanted to get something like this, you could just get a plate tree for next to really nothing. Or if you wanted to get something like the Synergy Fitness custom one I showed in the beginning of the video, you could set it up on the side with all your plates, and then you get dumbbells and a bench, and bro, you got a pretty sick setup. Anyways, there is some dimensions for you guys. Let's talk about exactly what a system like this entails. These converging arms can go from side to side. And why does that matter? Because when you're doing a pressing movement, let's just say if I wanted to get down here on the floor and I wanted to converge together, it creates a free motion style trainer, which is the whole design and name of Quantum, is free motion, so that it moves with your joints. You're not a fixed position, which I think is just something that as I continue to get older, I like machines that kind of are free motion. It feels joint friendly. I also think just the freaking mind muscle connection is really good for really I've used this for so far. And that's why this is just the first impressions. Got so much unlocked things to show you, which I think is a good selling point of this, because I've had this for 2 months and I don't think I'm going to go through everything for over at least a year. So I'm rambling. The convergent style is great. You don't have to converge either. You can just keep it to where when you're doing a pressing movement, you can just keep it in balanced and straight up and down too if you did not want to do that. And that's the beauty of a system like this. You're kind of always learning when you're coming out here, new exercises to try and feel. It's the beauty of like a commercial gym. So you're like a kid in a candy store with all those machines, all those crazy things out there. This is like that in one compact system. So another cool part about this is you have a carriage here And then say I wanted to take off these plates and I wanted to do a pop, I wanted to take this pop pin and drag it up and down for different motion, different exercises. Say if I wanted to do like an RDL, I would take this out and I would just drop this down and obviously just take this out, which came with it, so that you can get lower to the ground if you wanted to do an RDL. You wanted to do a standing row. There is just a ton of unlocked versatility with that. And this is 3x3 11 gauge and the holes are numbered and it drops down to numerous adjustments to fit different body types for different exercise variety. And it's very cool. And the bolts are freaking, you don't skip out on these bolts, dude. These are your 1-inch bolts. They're freaking massive. Reminds me of the Maxim rack I did. The bolts are huge. It shows that the construction of this is just freaking beefy. So these arms can hold 308 pounds per side. That's a ton of freaking weight. So if you're someone who's a power lifter and you're benching really heavy, you can use these arms for bench, for flat, incline, if you want to get up and do decline. This can hold a ton of freaking weight, dude. So no one is going to be worrying about, honestly, I'd say every person in the home gym, you're never going to worry about maxing things out, quality getting jeopardized because you're going too heavy, it's bending or jeopardizing. Not happening. You know, this can take a lot of weight on both these arms, which I think is huge. We're going to talk attachments towards the end because there's a lot. Kind of want to show the functionality of this piece. I want to talk about next is this lever system here and how this unlocks even more functionality away from just these free motion arms. So what you have here is you have this lever system right here, and you have the ability to put plates on the back side. So let's put these 45s back here just as a showcase. So I actually did, as I'm shooting this video last night, I put 90 on both sides. I did 180 and I was doing a row and it was freaking smooth, dude. So if, let's say the first thing is, if you don't want to put this cable driven system here, let's say you just want to stick to just using that lever system for your pull downs, you would do is this attachment is great to hold you down for lat pull downs, but if you don't want to use it, let's say you just want to just do your basic just pulling up a bench and using that lever system, you can grab just a row handle here and you just attach it here. Let's say you want to just sit on the floor. Say that's kind of the exercise you wanted to try today with this lever system. You wanted to do like a seated row sitting down. You just grab and you go. Now, this is something important to notice with using this lever system. And I want to let go. And I want you guys to know this is important because anybody with short ceilings, I'm going to grab and show you this because I would hate to see someone get this and realize this and they're freaking screwed because this would go into the ceiling. So grabbing this, watch exactly. So excuse the really bad poster boards there hiding the bad gaps. It's not the most aesthetic, but we're going to work on cleaning up this gym this summer. So you can see that when I am sitting on the floor, this probably half an inch from hitting the ceiling, but I'm getting a full rep at the bottom. You guys, I want to show you guys that too so you know that. If I were to bring this all the way back, I want you guys to be able to see that, how high that goes. If I wanted to sit on the floor to get even more range of motion, it's half an inch from the ceiling doing this. So essentially with 94-inch ceilings, half an inch away from going up, but anyone that has 8-foot ceilings, which is the standard for pretty much most people's garages or more, you'll be fine. But realistically, if I were just to pull up a bench right here, which, let me do that for you guys. Let's say if I wanted to pull up a bench and just, I don't need a leg holder right now because I'm not going super heavy, right? And I wanted just to do a basic lat pull down, like so. It does not go nearly as high because obviously as you're higher up to the ground, that lever doesn't go as high as you would think. So that's where that leg holder would come into play for you guys. And that's where, let's say, my range of motion sucked. If I were wanting to get better range of motion, this freaking chain here, don't even use it, dog. Just put your freaking carabiner right here, and I got a full stretch now, and it's not as close to the ceiling as I was sitting on the floor because I have about 16 inches, 17 inches off the ground here. That's something to keep in mind with this lever system, but I will say it's freaking smooth, dude. It comes with this lat pull-down bar, which is cool because you got different pivot points here. If you want to put other attachments here so that it unlocks more versatility. It's a thick piece of steel, which you can do for you guys as kind of just showcase putting that on for you guys. You can see how it looks, kind of see how it feels. Honestly, essentially, this chain is mainly just used for showing you that cable down there. If you're wanting to hook up your cable for cable-driven resistance, but if you're really wanting to get full range of motion, especially if you're a taller dude, like me, I'm 6 foot, that cable, if I'm doing for lat pull-downs, I just take it out, and then I would just hook this up right here, which is this freaking thick boy lat pull-down bar. And then let's get, here we go. And then you got freaking some really good lat pull-downs. So it's nice that you're able to put these free motion arms underneath to the side out of the way so that it's not, you know, if I was doing a pull down, like you could see it was starting to hit my arms because you're just not paying attention to all this stuff. That's the thing, is you're getting used to this over time. And then you're able to utilize the machine for a lat pull down, and that curve is freaking, it's next level. I could easily do probably do 2 plates on each side at 25, and it's going to be just as smooth, consistent range of motion throughout it. It's a bona fide heavy-duty premium lever system that unlocks so much freaking versatility, dude. So the cool thing about this machine is you get different handles to utilize different exercises. Personally, these are my favorite, man. These are these revolving handles here that are just freaking sick, dude. So essentially what these do, guys, is that you got different adjustments, different pop pin adjustments here that revolve with you. These are the best ones, dude. These are things that are freaking sick, dude, because you can go more narrow or you can do straight up for different type of, you know, pressing movements, especially for bench or shoulder press to get really good squeeze and mind muscle connection. So those are nice to get. Those are nice to have. And then he also offered two, which I can grab for you guys. Like I mentioned here, I got 2 of these weight plate holders here. If you wanted to utilize these maybe on the backside, maybe if you did want to put some plates on the backside here to store, you could easily do that. He also provided is a low row plate here if you wanted to set this up for seated rows. And then you have is this cable, this cable wheel, this aluminum pulley wheel, which I'll show you exactly how that's set up in a second here. You could utilize with the cable for cable-driven resistance with the leg holder. And then there's a couple other pieces that he offered. With this, you got these pieces right here, which to be honest with you, I have not freaking used. I just haven't. That's the beauty of getting things like this. There's so many attachments. Reminds me of freaking Maxim that it'll take you forever to get through it all. And then you get your spotters here, 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 and here, and it utilizes these pop pins here that go into the uprights here to stay secure. So you have shorter ones or longer ones depending on what you're doing. I use these longer ones obviously for my free motion arms, so I have different spots to where this would go on the machine. But it's nice to know you have 2 different options here for doing all of your different movements. Now, let's say that you guys are wanting to go super heavy for a lat pull down. What you would do is you would set this up like so, and you just put in your pop pin like this. And then from there, Oh shit, what am I doing? Now, let's say you guys wanted to do, you know, lat pull downs. You wanted to use the lat pull down, so you got provided. All you would do is you would get to where exactly you think it should go, and then this would adjust out or more narrow depending on body type and stretch and where you're at. And then all you would obviously do is set up your bench to where you want it to go, and then I can get you guys a close-up of exactly how this looks when I set this up. I get myself in here, which realistically I could go a notch down, so I could show you guys how you really adjust this. That's one thing I want to mention as we wrap this up, an idea I think anyone should have looking into getting something like this. So it's in the pop pin, it's not going anywhere. So realistically, all you got to do, if you want to do, is you want to feel a little bit safer. You know, there's another option down here, another pop pin, so it's really not going anywhere. And then just grab your pull down attachment, you're locked in, and you're ready to go for lat pull downs. This thing ain't going anywhere. You can put a ton of freaking weight on this thing, man, and she's not budging. So locking this thing in like so, if I'm wanting to do just obviously a lat pull down, you're rocking and you're rolling, bro. And I still got, again, a little bit left before that lever hits the ceiling in not even a full 8-foot garage. So it's like 7 and, I don't know, math people out there, 90, about, I would even say it's like 93.75 inches tall. It's still not hitting the ceiling. So, and that's just lightweight, just demonstrations here, but you can go even heavier. And that's something that I really think is a shining point of this machine. So another point I wanted to mention for you guys is, again, if you're wanting to do more cable driven resistance, say you know, you like the plate loaded option, you love the plates, you love how it feels, but you're like, dude, Luke, I want still to have that cable feel. What's nice is about this leg holder is it comes with the ability to hook up cable attachments, and it would just run through this. Like, say if I wanted to just set this up and maybe do maybe a lateral raise, or I wanted to do maybe a kickback and I wanted to drop this down, it'll just hook up right here with your leg holder that you already have. Or let's say you don't, you know, the leg holder, the pads are in the way, you don't want to use the pads. They also provide just this like little post here, and you would just slide it in like so, and it just pops in, and you put in your cable, and then you would just loop this through like so, and then you would just grab your carabiner, and now you have a cable driven system on the lever here. If you want to do other movements with the cable, maybe because you feel like you enjoy doing those, maybe a commercial gym, you want to make sure you get some of that feel with that functionality and versatility. You can't have that with the system. Let me wrap this up. My thoughts on this. A tip if you want to buy something like this, and then you guys let me know in the comments what you think. So let me give you my initial impressions of this Quantum trainer and where I am at with having this in my home gym for the last 2 months. Now, obviously, this is not ideal. They're not equal, which is another point. Maybe I wanted to come over here. I wanted to do a one-arm chest press, and I wanted to come up here, and I wanted to grab this and maybe drop this down and do some sort of row. You know, that's a nice thing. And you can adjust this up so that, you know, this isn't hitting this, and you get better range of motion. It shows that you'll never get bored using something like this. I do not see this ever breaking down. I also know that Glenn is here to help you with your system. A good dude. Send him emails, send a message on Instagram. The dude is a freaking amazing human. And really, when I use this as a home gym con, I played around with it. I talked to him. It's just, you can feel the passion, the love he put into this. That is what the home gym is about. People creating innovative products with love and passion because they know they care about you and the product and wanting you to have the best experience, that is a win. Jack from EonFit, he made all of that same thing over there for cheap because he knows people cannot afford more premium options like this. So you get something like that. But if you have the money to spend, you have the space, you want something that's a freaking monster, can do everything you want and more with 3x3 11 gauge, then Glenn offers this, the Quantum Trainer. So I think it's a beauty to see the option. Anyways, y'all, my first impressions of the Quantum Trainer. This thing packs so much functionality and versatility. Use that whiteboard idea. Get a big boy, set up all the different numbers for all your different exercises. Maybe you spend a whole entire day on your off day playing around with all of the different movements you have with these free motion arms so you know exactly where everything will go. Obviously, you don't, I guess you could do, obviously you need to write down is where you would put your lat pull down seat that fits the best and snug for you, so you write that down on the whiteboard. Once you have all that written down, you have a groove of everything. This thing is freaking nice, dude. It's amazing. Once you get that there, the inconvenience of trying to figure out where everything goes with all your plates and all the different weights goes away. And guess what you can do with that whiteboard? You can write down how much plates you had, and you can do progressive overload over time to continue to add more plates. You person out there finding your Facebook Marketplace deals, lukesgaragegym.com. On my Amazon store, I have some cheap plates too if you want to check out. But that's my opinion. If you write things down, you figure out exactly where everything goes. And in my opinion, I do think Glenn should offer us some storage for all these attachments because they're laying around everywhere. I don't know where to put them. That's honestly a huge miss with most companies is I don't know where to put all these attachments. So you could get a really nice pegboard and then store them on the pegboard up there. And then I have some bike hooks. You can put some bike hooks there. Again, all that's on lukesgaragegym.com. On the Amazon storefront I have on the front page. And then you just store it on the wall. It's out of the way and off the floor because I cannot stand all this on the floor. But I think storing it out of the way and getting it all there, this is a really good machine, man. This is just the start. We're going to do 3-month review of this bad boy, 6 months, 9 months. We're having this in the gym all throughout 2026 and beyond, supporting Glenn. Support Glenn. You can get this in the United States now. So if you're anyone in the United States, you can grab this. Again, use Luke's Garage and support. If you guys want to buy the EonFit plate-loaded tower over there, sorry, Milo's going insane here. If you want to buy the EonFit plate-loaded tower over there, go to lukesgaragegym.com and click EonFit. These are going to be my two things that I run in this gym for plates, and it's a no-brainer. Best premium. This is the best premium option for plates for an all-in-one system, doing everything you can and more. I didn't even get to show you all the freaking legs I could do, dude, with that bar back there. I'm not even done. That shows you're not done. There's so much, and it shows you all that on Glenn's exercise library. And I know hybrid resistance, my boy showed you some exercises too. So unlock versatility, unlock budget option over there with EonFit. Let me know what you think in the comments. Cannot wait to bring you more content with EonFit and Quantum Trainer throughout 2026 and beyond on Luke's Garage Gym. It's Luke for Luke's Garage Gym. See you guys later. Beefy.